So you're an aspiring content creator like me, and you realize that you really don't want to do 1080p. You want to step it up to 4K. But that camera that you have, that you bought when you started your channel, for example, my D3400, only does 1080p. So I'm sure you've also noticed that lately I've been putting up 4K content, but I'm still complaining that I want a 4K camera. So how does that work? Today I'm going to tell you. So first off, I'm not trying to play any kind of tricks, no dark magic. The content that I'm putting up isn't 4K. It is getting a bit rate that YouTube gives to 4K when it's actually 1080p video. So how am I doing this? First off, I'm doing it through Adobe Premiere CC. And you can really do it in any, as far as I know, any software. You literally just set it as rendering 4K, even if it's 1080p video. Now, don't get me wrong, this doesn't mean that you're gonna get 4K quality, but what this does is it tells YouTube that your video is 4K. So whereas 1080p gets a much lower bitrate than 4K, it'll say, oh, this is 4K, we need to give it this bitrate. Which, if you guys, like I sat there and did for 20, 30 minutes, switching back and forth between 1080p and 4K on those videos, and there was other ones that I uploaded that I made private just to see what it would look like on the server. If you switched it back and forth, you know that you could see more detail on the 4K version than the 1080p version. That is because it had more data that you were able to see. It was giving a higher bit rate, which means that you were able to see more details. Now, like I said, this is nowhere near actual 4K. With actual 4K, you do preserve a lot more detail. That's the big thing with 4K. So this isn't a be-all, end-all solution to wanting a 4K camera. This is more of a, at least for me, a workaround in the time period where if I go for a 4K camera right now, it'd be something like the G7, which is another $500 camera. That's how much I paid for my D3400. Yes, it's a 4K camera, but I don't want to just step up resolution. I want, the next camera that I buy, I want it to be a camera that I can grow with, which the D3400 was, but only to a certain extent, because it's not very flexible. Like you guys know, the problems I have with it: no articulating screen, no 4K. It hinders my creativity. This upscaling that I'm doing gives me a little bit better video quality. If you guys are watching them in the 4K, it gives you the option. It does give me, I guess the way I'll put it is, it gives me a longer lifespan on how long I'm going to be able to keep using this camera. Because I would love to be able to wait until I can upgrade to something like a GH5 or a A6500 or something of that nature. Because right now, what I'm really looking at is like around the $1,000 range, which is awesome cameras. They're awesome cameras. But if I want to go 4K, I would rather step it up one more step in the ladder so that I'm not right at the bottom rung of where like the 4K cameras are residing right now, which is the $1,000 range. And like I said, the big thing is you're not doing this as I want to upgrade to 4K, this is gonna solve all my problems. You're doing this as, I want better video quality. I want to be able to give my subscribers, my viewers, a better experience, but I can't afford a $1,500, $2,000 camera right now. But I still want to be able to get as much performance out of this camera as I can. That will help. It will help you prolong how long you can continue using that 1080p, 60 FPS, or 30 FPS footage, whatever you're using. And that, like I said, will help you be able to step up to, instead of a $1,000 camera, a $2,000 camera. Maybe by the time that you start thinking again, you know, this upscaled footage still isn't doing it for me. Maybe by that point, maybe your channel's actually making money. Maybe you can step up to, like I said, a $2,500 camera where you're not at the very bottom rung. You're at a very good mid-tier, mid to high tier DSLR. Not high tier, because it's like $5,000 for some reason, but still something that is better than what you would have been able to afford. And that's what this is all about. YouTube is all about, at least for me, using what you have and just squeezing as much performance out of everything that you have for as long as you can. Because the more money that you're spending on stuff like cameras, is less money for product to review, less money, at least for me. If you're vlogging, the only thing you really need is a camera. I mean, you have to go do stuff too, but I need to be able to spend money on the important stuff like products, and that I can't do that if I'm spending all my money on 4K cameras. This has been a very, very short and random video. I'm sorry guys, but yes, if you guys have any more questions, there are videos out there. Linus did a really good video explaining how it works too, and they kind of went a lot deeper into it. That's actually where I got this idea from. But I had some people asking me, why does it say your video is 4K? And I'm like, I'm not doing actual 4K. I'm not trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes, because I know some people are like, placebo effect, it's just a placebo. He's not actually doing 4K, he's just trying to trick us. No, I'm not trying to trick you. I'm trying to get as much performance out of this camera as I can, because this camera is a good camera. It's a very, very good starting camera. I'm actually using the kit lens right now, and it actually looks pretty good, at least on the screen up there. Like I said, I'm sorry this video is so short, kind of random. This is just something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, tell you guys how I'm doing it. Like I said, there are videos out there that show you exactly how to do it. It's not complicated at all, so if you need to look it up, go look it up. But it's literally just setting it to, what do you want to render this as? 4K. Okay, done. Upload it to YouTube, done. Like I said, the one downside is the 4K files, they are much larger files. So do with that as you may. Alright guys, if you liked this video, leave it a like. If you disliked it, leave it a dislike. Let me know why you disliked it. Definitely make sure you're subscribed if you're not subscribed already. Tell your friends about the channel, tell your family about the channel, tell everybody about the channel. It helps me out and just really keeps me going, I guess. So Twitter and Instagram down in the description. Make sure you check those out. And I will see you guys in the next video.